Versatile Mage. Chapter 517. Unrestrained Innate Talent. Mo Fan had overdone it this time. He finally realized how foolish it was not to research his opponent before the battle. However, even if he had known about her psychic element, he would only have been slightly less surprised and miserable. Either way, he was completely clueless about how to fight a psychic magician. Ding Yumian's casting speed was extremely fast, almost instantaneous. Mo Fan could not even draw the star orbits, let alone the star patterns. No wonder the girl could roughly read his mind. The psychic element made her nearly unbeatable in most duels. Fiery Fist. Ding Yumian did not give Mo Fan any chance to cast his fire spells. Meanwhile, she took advantage of the moment to complete a fire element star pattern while Mo Fan was still affected by the soul impact. Her fringes drifted in the wind across her forehead as a surge of heat energy spread from the center of the dueling ground to the edges of the boundary. A huge fiery bracelet appeared on her wrist with a low groan. As the fiery fist approached Mo Fan, the spell somehow covered a much larger surface area than usual, looming over an area tens of meters wide across from where Mo Fan was standing. How is her fiery fist covering such a huge area? Mo Fan cried out in astonishment. He was around 100 meters away from Ding Yumian. Normally, a fiery fist could mostly cover an area with a diameter of 20 meters from that distance. However, Mo Fan discovered that even though the diameter of the fiery fist wasn't as extreme as 40 meters, the area it covered was still significantly larger. It was impossible for him to escape the fiery fist's range with his bare feet. Mo Fan, who had no chance of casting any spell, was forced to activate the blood tabby. Despite that, the flames still reached him, and he clenched his teeth in pain as he narrowly escaped the attack. He managed to dodge the spell, yet his forehead was covered in sweat as he looked back and saw a burning pit nearly 40 meters across. Is this her innate talent? The area of her fire spell is almost double that of any ordinary magician. Mo Fan was astounded. He didn't dare underestimate his opponent any further. Even so, being serious didn't change much. Ding Yumian's fighting style was invincible. Mo Fan was able to dodge attacks while his blood tabby was effective, but once it was on cooldown, dodging her fiery fist would be nearly impossible. Fiery Fist. 9 halls. Normally, Ding Yumian seemed like a fragile water lily, but in battle, her temperament became imposing and aggressive, leaving Mo Fan no chance to catch his breath. She began drawing a star pattern again. The outline was already completed under her feet. With only a few strokes to finish the remaining star orbits, she would awaken the formidable power of the 9 halls. The effect of the soul impact finally wore off. However, when Mo Fan was finally able to cast a spell, Ding Yumian was only seconds from completing her channeling. It was nowhere near enough time to cast an intermediate spell. Mo Fan could only manage a basic spell. Seeing Ding Yumian on the verge of completing the fiery fist, 9 halls, he almost lost his composure and considered using his shadow element. The fleeing shadow was his only chance to escape to safety. No way. I won't use my trump card even if I lose the battle. Mo Fan refused to unleash his shadow element in front of the crowd. He drew the star pattern of the summoning element at top speed. Dimensional Summoning. Swift Star Wolf. 7 lunar white stars appeared before Mo Fan. A gap was torn open as the stars joined together in orbits. A magnificent wolf leapt out from the gap, its starry blue hair drifting elegantly in the heat wave. Stop howling, start running. Mo Fan yelled at the Swift Star Wolf, who was still trying to announce itself. The newly arrived Swift Star Wolf was clueless about the situation. However, upon seeing a woman not far away slamming her fiery fist full of energy onto the ground and sensing the overwhelming energy below, it immediately fled into the distance. The fire pillars were twice as thick as a normal fiery fist, 9 halls. The fiery flames surged as the fire pillars rose from the ground. Fiery Fist. 9 halls was already a destructive spell with a huge area of effect, but with Ding Yumian's innate talent, the dueling ground was engulfed in a blazing red burst of flames, leaving no safe spot. The swift star wolf carried Mo Fan away, fleeing like a coward. The beast groaned in pain from the fierce flames. Fortunately, the swift star wolf was very agile and barely found gaps between the fire pillars. Mo Fan had wisely summoned the swift star wolf when he only had the chance to cast a basic spell. Otherwise, escaping a 9 halls with double the area would have been impossible. Humph, if it weren't for his double innate elements, he would have lost by now. Huang Xingli blurted out in dissatisfaction from the crowd. Meanwhile, Mo Fan, crying from the flames, finally experienced the strength of the top 10. The mountain-like pressure hadn't allowed him a moment to breathe. The focus necklace can protect me from her soul impact once. Ding Yumian won't know this. I have only one chance to win this battle. Despite his situation, Mo Fan remained calm thanks to his battle experience. It was difficult to utilize all his elements against Ding Yumian. Luckily, the focus necklace Dean Xiao had given him could resist a psychic attack once. It was Mo Fan's greatest defense. He had to plan carefully. Otherwise, if he failed to inflict serious damage to Ding Yumian during this window, it was better to concede. I have no choice but to let the duel drag on and wait until Ding Yumian panics. The swift star wolf can buy me time, thought Mo Fan. The swift star wolf was already injured from burns, affecting its speed. However, it was still able to assist. After all, Ding Yumian's soul impact was not effective against him. Swift star wolf, keep her busy, Mo Fan ordered. The swift star wolf sprinted forward, agitated from being burned, eager for revenge. Ding Yumian remained calm. She suddenly closed her eyes and drew a star pattern rapidly under her feet. Spirit ripple. Pacify. Ding Yumian's eyes opened, her pupils clear as water, and a gentle ripple spread into the eyes of the angry swift star wolf. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.